Now, we've got a few things. Well, I've got a few things that I want to talk about today, but it's all about blogging. And like I said, this is a really important webinar. So let's get on with it. I'm going to show you how to add a blog. I'm going to tell you what to write about, and I'm going to tell you how you can unlock that Google algorithm from the blog. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on. It is really all about the blogging element side of things today. So blogs. That's what we're looking at. So I hope that makes sense. And I will log into the dashboard as well. So I'll log into the editor and I'll show you obviously how you can add that blog, how you can style the blog as well. But this is actually quite handy, this particular webinar, for people that have other editors such as WordPress, because this applies to any website. So actually, if you do know anyone out there, any business owner or anyone that has a website, please feel free to, you'll get the email link for the replay of this later. It'll be tomorrow. Please feel free to share that replay link with anyone you know that has a website, because in 2023, blogging, I would say it's essential. I genuinely think it's essential. So basically, Google loves high value content, and it loves content which helps people. So those are the two things to sort of take in. First of all, that Google is really valuing that high value content, and that content which is actually helping people, informing people. Okay, so those are two starting points that I wanted to mention first. Now, think about your website. Your website has good content, hopefully. I mean, it's got the homepage, the about page, contact page, service page. But how many people do you think read through all of that content on your website? I'm going to be really horrible here and say I don't tend to read websites. I don't know about you guys, but I don't tend to go on a website, especially for a smaller business, and I don't really read through the pages of content. What I do end up stumbling across, me personally, is blog content. You know, when you go to Google and ask a question, you type in a question, like, I don't know, I'm just going to look at how do I clean my window? How do I fix the door frame? Whatever, the gate, stuff like that. Or basically, what things to do in Newcastle. Just that's what we all do. We ask Google those questions. And what a blog does is it does these three things. It increases website engagement because people tend to read those blogs. They spend time on those blogs, and that increases the time on site. So it increases website engagement, it increases time on site, and ultimately that shows Google that you're credible, that you're a high value source of information, and that's what you want. That's what you want out of all of this, to show Google that you're a credible, high value source of information. So I'm just jumping back to the screen here. I'm going to log into the editor as well, so still need to do that. We're a bit behind today, so I'm going to log into the editor. I'm going to show you how you would add a blog, but I've got a couple of tips that I want to talk to you about first of all. Okay, so super important webinar, like I say, and I go over to this, what I was just looking at there, about increasing the time on site. So showing Google that you're credible, high value, that you have that content that's people find interesting. So your goal is to convince Google that you're a reliable source of information. Okay, I hope this is the context before I get into this. Okay, so convincing Google that you're a reliable source of information. This will ultimately increase the quality and quantity of the traffic you get to your website. So the aim of the game is, how can we convince Google that we offer a reliable source of info, this engaging content? Because like I said, that will increase the traffic going to your website, because more people will see these blogs, and I'll show you why. There's three things that we need to stick to when it comes to writing blogs and any content, really, because Google uses this EAT principle, EAT. And in 2023 and beyond, if you think about when it comes to the Google algorithm, it is just common sense. Think about this. Google are going to rank those websites that are interesting and helpful to people. They're less likely to rank your website if it's just content that people aren't really engaging with. So people land on your website, look at it, and go back off to Google. If people are onto your website and then back off within a minute, that's not very engaging, and therefore Google doesn't really see it as having authority, expertise, trustworthiness. So those three words, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, are the three things that Google are looking for when it comes to content. So your website content is likely not to tick the box for this, and that's where a blog comes in. So that's where the blog is going to fix this problem, because people are on Google. Like I said, they're asking questions on Google. So another example, how to do VAT returns. People search this stuff on Google, and what comes up? Well, actually, you could even just look at those results on my screen there, that screenshot. All of those results are blogs. They are not website pages, they're blog pages. Because what Google and Bing, what they do now is they show, and they've been doing it for a long time, but they show blog articles in the search results because they're the most important, relevant results. So when people are asking questions to Google, you'll often see stuff like this. And there's an increased prominence on Google of these snippets as well. So you can see the question I've asked Google is, what is fixed wireless broadband? Okay, so we work with a company that offers that fixed wireless broadband, and we know that people are typing that into Google, and you can see there's these snippets that answer those questions, and those are snippets from websites, and they can be from blogs. So your actual content can get found on Google. So there's an increased prominence. It really is powerful. There's two things that you all need to do when you're thinking about this blog strategy. The two things are finding the most popular questions. That's what we need to do, is how can we find what are the most popular questions, and then we just need to write that blog article based on what we found. So the key thing for you guys today, and last week we were looking at a couple of things. I'm going to come back to you at the end of this webinar, because I'm going to catch up every week on what we did the week before. So next week, I'm going to be asking you if you wrote a blog. I'm going to check in. But at the end of this webinar, I'm going to check in did you change the hero section, the message at the top of your homepage? We'll come back to that at the end of this webinar. But like I said, the first thing we need to do is find out what are the most popular questions that people are asking Google related to what you do. You could just go to Google and start typing a question, and you can see what's happening here. If I started to type how to do VAT, and then you can see that Google is showing all of the most popular questions related to that. And that's what that is. That predictive search is just popular questions. So you could go to Google and type in how to do a loft, it might be conversion, insulation, if you're a builder, for example, and you do loft conversions, that might be a good start. But that's one way to do it, is just go to Google and literally just start searching. But I've got today an even better, effective, free tool that I'm going to give to you today. And that free tool is unbelievably powerful. We use it as an agency. And, obviously a lot of agencies, SEO, content writers, they use this same tool, and it's unbelievable. It's called answerthepublic.com. So that's all you need to do, is you go to your browser, and you happily do this now, because I'm going to jump off this and we're going to go over to Answer the Public. I'll do it on my screen as well. So it's answerthepublic.com. So I'm going to go over to Answer the Public. Here we are. And I've already been looking on here today, because I was looking at a blog for a skin treatment company. So I'm going to go and show you how you do this Answer the Public. All you do is you type in, and you can see I've already done it. I've done this search earlier today. So I'm going to type in dermal fillers, and make sure that you put United Kingdom. The reason why I'm doing derma fillers is because, let's say I'm a skin treatment company, and this is what this company does here. This website does loads of treatments for the skin and things like that, and help with conditions, etc., etc. So I'm trying to think of a new blog article to write. We've already written a few, and I found out that this one would be a good one. We did this just last month. So derma fillers aftercare, because people are asking Google about aftercare and things like that. But anyway, let's go back to this. So I'm going to put in a keyword. What you would do here is you would put in one of the keywords associated to your business. So let's say you're a builder, just put whatever, what is your main service? Maybe you like doing loft conversions. I'm using that example. Pop in loft conversions. Maybe you like doing extensions. Put house extensions in here. Let's say, I don't know, you're trying to think of, you're a photographer and you prefer doing wedding photography. So type in wedding photographer or wedding photography, etc., etc. Put in your main keyword and click search. And then once you've hit search on this tool, you get up to 3 free searches every day. So up to 3 free searches every day. If you want to do more than that, you'd have to pay. But this, 3 is going to work for you as a business owner. So just scroll down, and what I want you to do is you're looking for this circular. You're looking for this kind of circle here, which gives you a load of questions. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this better. So I'm zooming in here to this circle. And what you've got is it's showing me all of the most popular, all of the key questions that people are typing into search engines. And it's even going to show me the ones that get the most searches. So the ones in darker orange, that's a highly searched question. So I'm just going to go back down to this. You see those little dots? I'm going to look for there we go. Let's pick this one. That one says how derma fillers work. I don't know what derma fillers are actually. I'm just doing this for an example for a skin care treatment company. But there's another one here. Are derma fillers safe? That's a very popular keyword. That's a really good one to start with. So that is straight away my blog article that I'm going to use. And this is what you do. You go to this tool, you pick out the most popular questions, and that is the title, the heading to your first blog article. And as you go forward, the next 3-6 months, do one every month if you can, or every 2 months is absolutely fine. So think about all you're going to do is write a few hundred words about what you already know about. And the key thing is finding what people are asking Google. And this is a great way to do it. And this is the title of my blog. Are derma fillers safe? Literally, that is the blog title. I could have used other ones. Which derma fillers are FDA approved? I don't know. There's loads of different ones here, but I'm going to go for that. Are derma fillers safe? And that's my blog title. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that. We're going to stop for a second. So in your editor, what you now need to do is you're going to be going in there and enabling the blog and writing a blog. Say if you were a skin treatment company, you'd be writing this blog, are derma fillers safe? So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to dive over to that blog. Let's get off that. Okay. So we've been using this example pretty much every week, actually. So this is one we've been using. I'm just going to go full screen if I can. There we go. On the left-hand side here of your tab, and let me know or send me an email to matt@infosurf.com if you haven't got this. That's Matt, M-A-T-T, @infosurf.com. You should have this blog tab on the left-hand side. You just click the blog tab, and then it allows you to create posts. And it's really that simple. Now, there's a ton of example posts here. I'm actually just going to bin these off. I'm going to delete them. Really simple. You can see the icon here. Delete, delete, delete. I'm just going to delete that. And it says, obviously, I've got no posts now. It is a great way to boost SEO, as we've put here. So I'm going to create my first post. And all you do, I can't even remember how you spell. There you go, dermal fillers. Dermal fillers, safe. There we go. So that's the title, as I said, and you can put an image in. So I'm just going to go to our images. We've gone through this in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to go skin treatment. Not actually sure what I'm going to click that one. Let's hope that's suitable. We're just doing it for an example. So we'll pop it in and then click start. And it should just take me, it's loading. It takes me through to the blog. There we go. Okay. So it's taken me through to the blog and it's got the post title, Are Derma Fillers Safe? And there's a subtitle, worried about your derma filler. I don't know. For example, you get the idea. Another space to put, I can change that image. I just click, remember, and you can change that image really quickly and easily. So I'm going to scroll down because I've got quite a big image there, actually, probably the wrong size. Probably would have been better to have a landscape one. But then all you do is type away. That's it. You just type about what you know about derma fillers. Of course, you could use Chat GPT even. So Chat GPT is AI, and all you would do is ask it to write a blog about derma fillers and if they're safe, and it could give you all that content for you for free. So don't be afraid to use that AI tool. You've probably all heard about it by now, but if you can and if you want, just write a blog. How many words? Just whatever you're comfortable with. The more, the better. Under 1,000 words maximum. Don't worry about going over 1,000 words. So just the more, the better. Up to 1,000. But just anything will do. Okay, that's the aim of the game today. Is we don't expect you to write loads and loads of paragraphs. Just write a little bit about why derma fillers are safe. And you've got the heading, you've got the subheading, and then you can write your content there. If you're feeling, if you're feeling kind of daring, well, you could put a couple more subheadings in. You could go to your widgets, drag in like a heading. Now that is a heading 1 at the top there. We've already got the heading 1. Can you see on your thing it says heading 1 on the toolbar? I'm going to go heading 2. I just recommend go heading 2, heading 3, whatever you can do. It's like a hierarchy. So you've already got the heading 1. Now you can start going down in terms of the headings. That's really good for SEO. I don't know. How can you check dermal fillers are safe? That dermal fillers are safe. There's another good. Now, you can then put another body of content. All I'm doing is just looking for these widgets here. Remember, all I did there for the heading, I dragged in large title. I just dragged that in. I'm going to drag text now from there, pop it here, and then we can imagine you're concerned about how to check whether derma fillers. You can mention that keyword. Don't go overboard with the mentions of that. 2 or 3 times within the blog's fine, but don't mention it 20 times. Check whether the dermas are safe. Well, here's how you do it. And so on and so on. You get what I'm trying to. I'm writing a blog, just answering a couple of questions. We know that that's a popular question, and that's that. Now I want to get this blog post published. All you do is you click top right there. You can either click done to just keep editing things, or you can click publish post. Really simple. I'm just going to go back to this because I clicked done there just to go back to the main screen. Remember, this is where you add blog posts in the blog tab. You just click new post and that's it. And if you want to edit it, you just click edit here. There's a pencil indicating the edit. You don't have to do any of the other stuff. Leave everything else because it's pretty much good to go. So just edit the post and you should be fine. You can even edit the layout. Again, I wouldn't really bother with this because we've sort of done it for you already. This is what the layout looks like of that blog post. I'm fine with that, how it was. So yeah, everything's good to hit, in terms of the blog details, it's all fine. All you need to be doing is adding the posts. So once every month or once every other month, just create a new blog post. And that's it pretty much. Now, the blog itself, I've noticed that the blog isn't in my menu there. So I'm just going to go over to, let me have a look here. I need to publish that blog. Let's publish it. Publish. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to just check something, see if we can add this blog in here. Let me just go and blog. Actually, we may, because this is an example website, I might be having a bit of an issue adding it. But what should happen normally is your blog will appear in the main menu, or you can also put it in the footer of your website. I'd recommend having it just down here in the footer. You don't need it at the top of your website, the blog that is. Just have it at the bottom. But you can add it in really easily, that blog article. This is an example website, so things aren't working perfectly on this, but it would automatically add it into your pages. You can see here, I've got the pages, and it's always there. It's really simple. My blog, if I want, it's right there. And of course, we can help you. Just drop us an email, give us a call. We can help you with that. But that's the key thing. The most important thing here is writing the blog, because many, many business owners just don't feel like they've got the time to write those blog articles. But I just wanted to show you how simple it is. If I go to this one we did, let me just load it up. The webinar always slows down my internet, so I'm just loading. So this is that one. Similar thing. You've got the title, you've got an image, and then you've got the content. And yeah, a couple of images. We've put a couple of bullet numbered points in there just to tell people how to do this certain thing that we're talking about. A couple more subheadings, and that should be it. So you can see the length of it. If you could write that much, perfect. You know, that's probably about 800 to 1,000 words at a guess. But there's our blog. And what I'm going to show you is if I go to Google. Now, I'm going to take a gamble here because I've not done this search for a long time. So this one, that website I just showed you, if I just go back to it, London City Skin Clinic is what it is. It's a skin clinic in West London. And they came to us asking how they can start getting ranked on Google higher up, because they weren't anywhere to be seen on Google. They were nowhere to be seen on Google. I've just typed in Botox Mayfair. Fingers crossed. There we go. First page of Google. Now, I can search loads and loads of different areas in London, lots of different keywords. This particular chap is over the moon. He's coming up on page 1 for loads of different keywords. And the reason why that's happening now, really all we've done is the blog work. That's been the primary, most important work we've done to that website. So yeah, that is extremely powerful. And, you know, you can go into Google and type in, eventually you'll be able to search keep those questions on Google, and hopefully your blog will come up under those questions as well. But it is so powerful, because what's happening is that he's getting more people on his website, longer time on site, longer engagement. Google loves that. Google then sees him as a credible source, trusted authority, and boom, his ranking has gone up to page 1 of Google for loads of different how do you spell it? Let's have a look, actually, see if he is in. I've got some other locations that he wants you to get found for. Let's just do one quick search. There we go. I was looking for I could try Chelsea as well. So he was wanting to come up for loads of different searches. We did put these locations at the bottom of his website. That's not having the impact. What is having the impact is the blog itself. And there we go, different location. And this is Botox, guys. This isn't even derma filler. Botox is the most popular search on Google under this skin treatment side of things. And he's not coming up for Chelsea. I imagine Chelsea is extremely competitive. Ooh, he's almost at the top of page 2 for Chelsea. So this is an unbelievable. He will go to page 1. That always happens. So if you see yourself getting onto page 2 suddenly, always happens. It jumps to page 1. All right. So blog, putting the blog on there, getting a blog, writing a blog about what people are searching for. I hope that's helped so far. Answerthepublic.com. So just going back to this, answerthepublic.com. Get your most popular question from that tool. Create the blog post. And I just want to help you a little bit more about coming up with a blog idea. So let's say, for example, you're a holiday cottage. Let's just picture you're a holiday cottage just outside of Durham. Think about some blog ideas, and just to consider when you're thinking about those blog ideas, why would someone click? You know, someone searches something on Google. How can you make people click? Thinking about the title of your blog. Yeah. How will it benefit the reader? Why would they be inclined to take action? So you're a holiday cottage just outside of Durham. What could you write a blog about? I'll give you a couple of seconds. I don't expect you to answer in the webinar, but just have a think about if you're a holiday cottage just outside of Durham. I just want to get those minds working about types of articles you could come up with. And for me, so what I was thinking here, let me just see if you've got something similar to what I came up with. Walks, for example, in the area of Durham, local pubs, guides. So, for example, things to do in Durham, treks around Durham, things like that. So you can think about those guides and helpful links and helpful ideas about where to go for meals, restaurants around Durham, things like that. People will then come across your blog, won't they? Because they're on Google. So let's just go to Google really quickly again and search things to do in Durham, or I could even be a bit more specific. And this is going to be quite broad. Walks around Durham. So what I'm looking for, I mean, all of these results here look like blogs to me, but I know for a fact that small business owners aren't optimizing their website with blogs, like with things like this. Very small minority, a minority of people are doing blogs, small business owners. And so if you get ahead like this, because I'm going all the way back now into Google, and what I'm looking for is just any kind of small business. So I think this is it is. Great. So it's Holiday Cottage in Durham. And I came across their blog because they've got, you can see they've got a blog. I found this on Google, and what they've got is a blog saying walking in County Durham, and they haven't actually gone for Durham. So that might be why it wasn't ranking higher, because they've gone walking in County Durham. I don't know if they've got a walking around Durham one, but you can see here, this is a blog. They've got the titles, quite a short blog, but it does the job, and they are ranking, but wasn't that high up. Now, what are people going to do? They're looking at this blog, and I actually wrote it here. So they're thinking, okay, so this looks quite cool. So you've got all this and Hampstead Forest. I didn't know about Hampstead Forest. What is this? What is this website? Oh, let's have a look at their accommodation. It's a farm. And I'd be talking to, could be talking to my girlfriend or something and say, oh, look at this, it's a farm. Wow, these guys are right in the middle of, it's a 17th century farm, 2 miles outside of Hampstead Forest. I mean, it could be that you go to Google and type in accommodation near Hampstead Forest. So you found that blog. You didn't even look at that website, but Witton, we were looking at Witton Farm, and it might be that these guys come up under, booking.com or under the Google Maps listings and say, it's putting two together. You've seen them before. It's that branding. You've seen it. You've seen the logo. And then you've got a bit more trust in that business, and, you're tempted. So this might be a way of getting people through to booking with you. I say might be, I don't know why I said it is actually a really, really formidable way. So you write that blog, you get people onto your blog, and then people start browsing your website. We see it all the time. It's the same for that skin clinic. People read that those blogs, and then they start browsing and they have a look at what he does. And then when they see what he does, they can see he's a credible guy. He's based in Harley Street. His prices are good. You can book an appointment really quickly. We made this website. It's really easy to use. And that's how he gets orders as well. So it's not about just getting you found on Google. It's all about getting people to browse your website. And that's what people do, is they get to your blog because you've written a helpful, interesting blog article. That blog article will get found on Google, and people then start to think, this looks like a nice company, or this looks like a helpful. Let's have a look at, and so on and so on. Hope that makes sense, guys. It's really quite straightforward, but hopefully that gives a bit of clarity as to what you should be doing when it comes to blog writing. So I'm just going to give one more tip before I let everyone go, because this is a short, sharp Wednesday webinar, because I want to give you one great tip, and that writing of the blog articles truly, really will help your website and the ranking. The one last thing I would say is, within that blog article, find a couple of words within that. Say you might mention, let's say you're a skin treatment again, you might mention something about skincare. There might be 2 words in that blog saying and your skincare treatment is really important, because you might just mention the word skincare. Link those keywords, skincare, to the page on your website that talks about skincare. Only do that 2 or 3 times in the blog. So that's just a final tip, is you've written the blog. Now find 2 or 3 keywords that you've written within that blog, or just bear that in mind as you're writing it, and link those keywords to the other part of your website that talks. Hopefully you've got another part that talks about. So let's just quickly go back to that blog that I was writing. So you're on the InfoServe editor. When it loads, there we go. So you're on the InfoServe web. Let's go. Let's say I'm going to pick this keyword. You've written a huge blog and you found a keyword. Let's just pick this, for example. Can you see where I link? Can you see what I click now to link that keyword? It's within your toolbar. If you can see it, it's just that button there. It says link. So all you do is you hover and highlight. You highlight the word, you click link, and there we go. It comes up with this box, the box that we're all familiar with now, and it's saying to you, where do you want it to link to? I just want it to link to another page on my website. So I go down on the existing page and I click on whatever page you want it to link to. There we go. Remember, it's done. I just click cross and I click the confirm icon on this, and it's done. And that is it. Let me try and preview that. So I'm previewing this now. So this link will work. So I would be reading this blog, click on that, and it goes through to that, that example page, whatever, you get the idea. So you can link 2 or 3 words from your blog to relevant parts of your website. Okay. So answerthepublic.com, find the most popular questions. As a little task, what I would recommend is you find them now today, get 2 or 3 questions, the most popular ones. And that's about 3 to 6 months worth of blogs. So you've now got 3 blogs. Hopefully try and get 3 articles, 3 questions. You've got 3 blogs ahead of you now. And that's your next 3 to 6 months done. You don't need to go overboard with this. Just get those 3 blog articles written in the next 6 months. And it really will help your website, your ranking, which will in turn help the time on site, which helps engagement rates, which shows Google that you're showing credible information, trusted content that's helpful, and that's it. You will start getting ranked higher, and everything else just comes after that. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope that was helpful. It was all about blogging, and next week we've got another great one ahead, because we've got loads of plans for these. So there's tons of stuff that we want to show you. Next week, we're going to touch a bit more on SEO within your website, other parts of the website. So I'm going to show you how to go to the SEO tools on your website and add a few things into that. I'll show you exactly what to type into the bits on the website, the editor bits, and how to change and chop those. And you might want to improve on what you've already got. You might not have anything in there. So we'll be showing you that next week, and Melissa will be with me, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I think we've got Graham next week as well. So the infamous Graham, who is never here, but he will be here next week, hopefully, on the webinar. So thank you, everyone. And we'll catch you next Wednesday. And if you've watched this on replay, where were you? Join us next Wednesday. You might need to register again. I hope everyone has a great week and a great day ahead. And it's been a pleasure doing this, especially on my own. It's good fun. I really enjoy doing this, guys. So let's keep this going every week, and give me your feedback. Let me know how we're doing. And if you want to write us a review, good or bad, just go to Google and put InfoServe Trustpilot. So, InfoServe Trustpilot will get you to our Trustpilot page. Love to see your thoughts, and love to have a review, good or bad, because we need to learn and we need to improve. But thank you, guys, and I'll see you next week.